You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Ian Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Main Event After Show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Main Event. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another WWE Main Event Aftercast AfterBuzz show.
You got it, you got it.
I am Tom,
You got it, Tom.
the Calm Connolly.
Yeah!
Here with you tonight, and we are showing off just like Dolph Ziggler does every night of the week on WWE. We have some new people here tonight. One new person. One person you guys will definitely recognize. He is not Peter. Not Peter here tonight, people. He is Christian Rosenberg.
Hello.
He is back again.
I'm here hanging out. Want to make sure that the new main event team gets fully formed and ready to blossom and fly its wings out before I leave and just stay with SmackDown.
Yes.
So glad to be hanging out here again. Listening to you, take my
You
spot.
are. I am taking over.
Good job so far. And gentleman next to me, I'll go and introduce him. He's a personal friend of mine. I've known him for a few years now. Very talented actor, comedian, and longtime wrestling fan. Co-hosts a comedy wrestling podcast on the Comedy Podcast Network called Curtain Jerks. And we're happy to have him over here with AfterBuzz. It's Mr. Steve Sears. How are you, sir?
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
It's good to have you
and you
here.
get the applause.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I never get that.
I didn't get that last week.
I am not Peter. That's what I've been. That's what I've been instructed
No
to be aware
Peters in the
of.
room.
It is an awful inside joke that nobody understands and it's not funny, but they still do it to me.
As long as he doesn't stab me in the heart if I meet him, then I think everything.
Nah,
will be
Yeah,
fine.
no,
that's why
stab me.
I had to clear up the air this week, so at least you know. Hopefully, your SmackDown crew will not call you Peter this week. I'm sure they will.
Roman Corey will
Excessively.
just call me Peter nonstop.
Well,
You
you know,
know
Peter,
this.
that's a really interesting point.
It's not my name.
We're here
But
for
we
you,
are
Pete.
here for WWE Main Event
Yes.
this week, coming from Minneapolis, Minnesota. If that's how Justin Roberts
Minnesota.
says it each week when Curtis Axel comes out. So I figured I would say it like that this week too. Give him a nod. So, and
All right.
as JBL will say, on Friday nights we fight. We got a new saying which WWE can use if they want. On Wednesday night we wrestle, and that's what happens on Main Event each
Hey,
week.
I like
Wrestling.
it, I like
I
it.
Wrestling.
appreciate the alliteration.
Yes,
I like that.
Yes. It just came to me. It worked out really, really well. Tonight we had Josh Matthews and Alex Riley on commentary again. And the first match of the night is Fandango. Letting the A's breathe
You
out
learned
here.
from last week. You let the A's breathe. Good job. Good job.
I did. Coming out with Summer Rae. He didn't look like he was ready to come out, though. He came out still putting his jacket on as he
looked a
came
little
through.
rushed.
So my music's on. Crap. Gotta get it on.
He was tying up his dancing shoes
Yeah.
and he was sort of pulling on his fur vest.
You know what I think? Maybe he was trying to put on Justin Gabriel's jacket, but couldn't find it, so I had to put it in his own, and Justin Gabriel couldn't find his jacket when he came out this week.
No jacket.
No jacket, Justin, on this week.
You know, I was thinking since WWE wasn't thinking that me, Roman Corey, would be on this week, that they'd try to sneak the jacket back on him. But no, they gave him a T-shirt.
Yeah, which-
and I liked the
It
T-shirt
was
a lot.
nice looking. Very nice looking.
You showed me a picture of this jacket, and
Yeah.
it looks a lot
It's-
like a raver girl in the 90s would wear. It's
Yeah.
like very tiny
I said
butterfly
last week,
wings.
it reminded me of the Heavenly Bodies of the 90s. They had those
yes.
kind of little wings on their jackets, which I was like, why is he wearing that jacket? It never doesn't really fit his character, I guess, at all, but I guess he can fly.
Bad jacket, Justin.
Yeah.
I noticed something about Alex Riley and Josh Matthews at the very beginning. It shows both of them. One, great to see Alex Riley. At first, I thought it was Hugh Jackman. I thought it was a very compressed Hugh Jackman because maybe I'm not wearing my glasses. But also, I sort of got the vibe that listening to them is sort of like your best friends from junior high are sort of calling the wrestling match. That's sort of what
It definitely
get that
does have
vibe?
that feel a little bit. I mean,
I don't know if it was maybe Alex Riley got a haircut or the suit, but to me tonight he looked like Mike Adamley's son.
oh, I don't want to hear that name.
I know.
Unless it's associated with
American Gladiators.
I want to hear it. Other than that,
Alex Riley's kind of like the Paul Walker character in Varsity Blues. He's not playing football anymore, but he's trying to change things from the sidelines.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
maybe
With
they'll
the headset on.
put him in a manager role after this. I mean, but I think he's doing pretty well as commentating. Each week,
He was better this week than last week
yeah,
with
definitely
Josh
way,
Matthews.
definitely way better.
He does great
Yes.
with Michael Cole, and I enjoy him on NXT. But last week when he did main event with Josh Matthews, it wasn't clicking. A little better this week.
I think last week they were just all over. They just didn't talk about anything that was happening on the show. So we're not really talking about anything that happened on the show. So we'll get back to the show of this match.
Do it. Lead the way.
It started out
Time to come.
Fandango doing his little shimmy dance before he started. And I thought Justin Gabriel looked kind of impressed with him, as he did a little different spin move this week than he normally does when he was warming up in the ring, which I kind of liked. It was something different, something new.
A bit of flair.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So I thought that was really good. And the match got off to kind of a slow start. A little just, locking up a lot. They did a really nice armbar reversal, which I thought was really cool. Fandango.
Just throwing it away.
I was gonna let the A's breathe, but I'll just.
It goes from Lamont
Yeah.
to quick jogging
Exactly.
real quick.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fandango.
But I thought there were some good reverse arm bars. They also, Justin Gabriel's shin guard fell off really.
It just ripped off from
it like
nothing.
fell off. I don't know what he did. He
That's
didn't
battle
do
damage.
anything.
Guys, that's battle damage.
The one of the wings on his boots fell off.
Yeah, which was okay. And then
it
the
looked
ref
like he had
just
a giant-
grabbed it and threw it out of the ring.
And then he had like this giant striped sock. That's what it looked like, at least.
It did. I mean, at least he kept his boot on.
It didn't seem like it deterred him at all. Like I think it's sort of cool that when something like that happens, he sort of goes even harder at that point, because now you've got to make up for this distraction that you're carrying around with
Like
you.
if somehow your shoe falls off, you wrestle without the shoe
At
on.
least his boot didn't fall.
Yeah,
that would have been really
you had the
interesting if his
sneaker,
boot fell
the
off.
striped sock, and the knee pad.
Yeah.
It was just kind of odd. But he kept going like nothing happened.
No.
It's battle damage. I think when that sort of stuff happens, it's just
Battle
a little
damage.
It's cool. I like that stuff. That's like Arnold Schwarzenegger got his face ripped off in Terminator 2. It just adds
just
a
kept
little
moving.
Yeah,
Just
it
kept
adds a little
moving.
bit of texture to the match.
Well,
Visually.
I mean, what is he gonna do? He's not gonna stop, obviously.
Like, time
He's a
out.
professional.
Time
Yeah,
out. Let
yeah.
me go to the back, get a new kick pad.
Exactly. And then a nice back and forth, and then Justin Gabriel did a sunset flip to the outside, and he took a really nasty fall. It
looked
looked
like it
right on
landed
his
on his
neck
head.
or head, yeah. And he was kind of laying there for a minute or two. The ref actually got out of the ring to check on him.
As he should.
Yeah, because it was a pretty nasty fall.
Yeah, he fell in. I don't know if it was just the momentum or Fandango not.
It didn't seem like he was in the
not
right position.
in the full position to catch him correctly. But yeah, he pretty much landed right on, like you were saying, the back of the neck.
Yeah.
I think you guys are right. It was super rad.
It was cool. I mean, well, it wasn't cool for Justin Gabriel, but
Yeah,
it was a very,
it
it was a
looked
very
really
cool
cool
move.
until
Yeah,
he landed.
I'm glad
yes,
that he's
yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yes.
but it was
He
super.
continued.
It was worth watching over and over again.
But then the thing is, maybe it was supposed to be set up like that because then Fandango throughout the rest of the match was working on the neck.
He was, yeah.
He gave a nice neck breaker on the outside of the ring as well,
Yeah.
which you don't normally see out on the
Which
outside.
he did that after he pushed him off the corner, which that was another nasty fall that
Yes.
Gabriel took, which I was surprised. It was almost like that one Christian took where he was kind of sitting on the corner and he fell right on the edge, edge of the ring, which was, I don't know, it just looks so
It's
painful
gruesome.
and just,
yeah, it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Which is also in fact rad.
Steve finds it rad when wrestlers look like they're breaking their necks.
Well, but is it?
Yeah, what Steven said.
It
That's
is.
Steven.
Oh, great! I love it.
So also, so Fandango took control after that, basically, for most of the match. Justin Gabriel kind of came out with a comeback, but I thought Fandango had much more intensity in this match than he has in other matches, especially, in Raw versus The Miz. I felt like he was really trying to just take control and just,
I think a good reason for it was because they gave it time.
Yeah. Yeah, they let the match breathe, if you would say.
I was curious about that.
Brought it back.
On main event, is it always sort of that kind of house show feel where it's not as loose, but it is looser than sort of any of the other shows?
Main event, yeah. You have every match generally has a good length to it. Main event is, well, obviously we're on SmackDown or concentrating on progressing the storylines. Then you got your shows like Main Event and Superstars, which are pretty much solely about the wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's where usually lower card guys get their chance to be like, hey, Were you impressed by this?
I mean, 8
And I think
minutes.
there's pretty good matches on. I mean,
this
there's
one
been-
this one probably 12 to 15
Was it?
minutes.
Yeah, 12,
Yeah,
15
yeah.
minutes with Justin Gabriel.
Yeah.
Like that's impressive. I think, and like.
And that's normal for main event. When
Yeah.
he's wrestling, he usually has a 10-minute match.
Oh, I asked you guys this. Is he sort of the king of main event?
He's
What do
one of
you-
them.
Yeah, he's on there a lot.
It's usually like Justin Gabriel and the Usos are like the kings
and
of
the
main
primetime
event.
players have been on the last.
They've been on the last
couple
few weeks, too.
so, yeah.
Is there a king heel for main event?
You know, Cesaro was there for a while,
especially
but,
when he had the belt a long time ago too.
but since
Now
he kind of
it's-
joined with Swagger, not so much.
Yeah. But back to this match, it kind of ended kind of abruptly. I mean, I feel like it went on for a while. Fandango hit that spinning reverse, like almost.
It's kind of a Pele kick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
Yeah.
the soccer kick.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like an enziguri, but backwards.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Like a backflip.
Oh, and one thing, Justin Gabriel did almost went for the moonsault, jumping off the top rope.
The springboard.
Like the springboard moonsault
Yeah.
would land on his feet, which I thought that's pretty impressive.
Justin Gabriel, I mean, we don't give his wrestling and his high flying enough credit. He has the physical potential of putting on great matches with great wrestlers.
And he has a look. He has the good look. Look too.
He's got a good look to him. They just need to find whether it's a mouthpiece or some type of character to develop him in to really make it take off, because he's been there long enough to, like, all right, you've done your time.
Yeah.
We can do something with you.
push
It's
him
just
somehow.
really finding what it was. Maybe they thought originally it was that terrible jacket, and now they realize that was a bad idea. But
Did he? What was his? He had a tag team for a while. Who was it
with
with?
Tyson Kidd, and then he
Yeah.
got hurt.
Okay.
And so he's still hurt.
Yep.
Justin Kidd. So I don't know. Maybe when he comes back. I mean,
Maybe.
they need tag teams, so why not put some guys together that are just not really doing much? Put them together. Just give them a name. Let people vote on a name. You know, work with Team Hell No.
I think Justin Gabriel will end up teaming better with Evan Bourne.
That.
And
Did you just read my mind? I was really gonna say when you were
Yes,
talking about
that's
his
exactly
high
what I
flying.
did. That's
I
exactly
was
what I
gonna
did.
say. I was gonna say
I don't
Evan
think,
Bourne.
but no one's gonna be able to tell them apart unless they start talking.
Well, Justin Gabriel's got longer hair.
Yeah.
Just have
I think Evan
Africa.
Bourne's shorter than him too.
That's it.
Sorry, that's.
And Evan Bourne's pretty much ready. He's pretty much all healed up. He's just waiting
waiting.
for figure out what do we bring him in
Yeah.
for.
Because I don't want him to come back with Kofi. It was a good
They
team.
could be called South African Air. I'll let that one breathe for a
Steve
little bit.
Sears, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Sears.
So the match ends. Fandango does that Pele kick, goes for the pin. Gabriel kicks out. Then he goes to the top rope, hits the leg drop.
This as like a guy who's kind of worked around it for a while. This is the one part that bugged me in this match. He hits the Pele kick. At that point, all right, let's go up to the top and hit the leg drop, finish. No, you go for the cover. It's a kick out. Okay, fine. Then you should be either some other type of sequence or do one more move,
Yeah.
then go up. But the fact that Justin Gabriel had enough energy right away to kick out of the pinfall, but then out of the 20 seconds it takes Fandango to get up to the top rope, his pose and jump,
Yeah.
did not have enough strength after 20 more seconds to roll out of the way. That was, if me picking this with a fine-tooth comb. That's the one part that kind of bugged me there. There should have been one more move, or not even bother with the cover and just go straight up.
Yeah, he definitely. Or he should have just. He could have just picked him up and slammed him. You know,
Yeah, even
easy
a
pick-up
body slam.
Yeah.
But isn't the idea of a kick out, especially out of a pinfall, is that it's it's like doing a bench press. So if you're doing a dead bench press of whatever Fandango's supposed to weigh, it's supposed to be that is the last ditch effort to kick out. So I'd like in terms of trying to play justification, I'd imagine justification for Justin anyway. It's that idea.
That could be the name of his move.
Yeah, the
He
justification.
should name one of his moves the Justin Vacation.
Justin Vacation. But I think it's that idea that to kick out, you're trying to push, like a Big Show would push Daniel Bryan up and do like
Yeah.
that press. I think it's sort of that same idea that you're being pinned, and that's essentially doing a move to kick out. That's sort of how I've always bought it. That's why it can go from move to move. But I understand your frustration, Christian.
I'm not frustrated.
No,
It was
I
just
understand.
a weird sequence.
I
of
was throwing
events.
things in the screen room. I was
Yeah.
crying. It got ugly.
So basically, Fandango hits the leg drop. It was a decent leg drop, not as much as he's normally been doing them with people pretty further,
Could have
almost in the
used-
middle of the
farther
ring.
away.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, okay, I'm just gonna do my leg drop and pin you and win.
Could have used a little bit more of a prerequisite move, I think is what the
Yeah.
the summary is.
And also, just to go back to commentary, they were really talking about Cody Rhodes at this point.
Cody.
And basically, all Alex Riley said was, hey guys, just to let you know, Tim Tebow got fired this week too. Like, who cares about Cody Rhodes?
Because that
Tim
has a
Tebow
lot to
got
do with
fired.
Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
He wanted to ask if it was worth blaming the McMahons for that. I think. I thought that's
if
what he
Tebow
said.
got fired, he probably would say
Was
that,
Triple H responsible for Tim Tebow getting released?
No, he's responsible for Tim Tebow getting signed for development.
Oh yeah.
He signed an NXT deal.
He probably will. Who knows? And then after that, we went to a recap of Raw, which was the Big Show and Daniel Bryan. Basically, that was the whole Raw.
The whole
a
Raw
good
was
story
following
of
story.
Raw.
I loved it. Loved it.
Big Show could have cried a little less.
Yeah, I was curious.
It was just a lot of crying, and you're a big guy, and I get it, and you're being faced with this, your family, and you have to do this, and you need to provide for your family, but do you really have to cry that much?
Tom, do you think next week on Raw he can come back from that much crying? Like, can he still be like a dominating force, just in sort of story mode, or what do you think?
I think he will, because I think the crowd's going to be behind him either way. So he definitely has a crowd behind him now, because people are, feel sympathetic for the Big Show, and now they're waiting for him to explode, which is going to be, if they build it right, it's going to be really good, because I feel like he's going to go after Triple H. As much as they were kind of building Mark Henry and Big Show versus the Shield a couple weeks ago, I think now it's all Triple H.
There was a couple
Triple H, Big Show.
There was a couple of punches almost in that direction.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
I thought that's how it was gonna go down. I really thought he was gonna, wind up to hit Daniel Bryan and just hit Triple H. And I mean, he has that ironclad contract. So, are they really gonna fire him? Are they gonna just not use him? They're obviously,
It's frustrating to watch it. Like, apparently on SmackDown, he just sat and watched the entire
whole
event.
show.
Which was brilliant. You literally had a guy out there for the entire 2-hour show not say a word. It was fantastic.
I mean, did he get any popcorn or anything? He
got nothing.
Maybe during commercial. Yeah.
It was a single PA running up and giving the Big Show nachos.
Well, let me tell you why I enjoyed this, and the reason being is, if you kind of go back and watch the history of the Big Show in, the real life situations, you see every Hall of Fame ceremony, he is the one that is crying.
He's got such a big heart.
That's the thing. Big Show has such a big heart, and he's such a kind guy, and he's like the most sensitive one out of the entire locker room, which is funny when you say, well, he's the biggest, but he's the most. He's
big feelings.
Yeah.
He definitely has them.
So I'm fine with it because it's again kind of exposing some realness. Is it over the top crying? Yeah, a little bit, but I think it helps suit it. And Ryan Klum on the Raw AfterBuzz actually made a good point, because I was watching Raw with the Raw crew here, and he brought it up there. Maybe Big Show somehow kind of ends up joining the faction, but reluctantly, like he's their go-to muscle. And it's like a cool idea. Maybe that happens, and eventually either he maybe does a full turn here, or goes with Triple H or Orton or whoever.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, once you drop the tag titles off the Shield, Roman Reigns would be fun to work with Big Show.
Definitely.
I think, but the reluctant sort of enforcer is a very tough thing to do with that sort of subtext, and sort of in terms of the genre. I feel like anything that's sort of to be in between, like Cena with Nexus was sort of that example, also forced to work within that. But it's very hard.
Was dismantled in like a week.
You can't,
But
because you
that
can't
one's not
maintain it.
not as good as the fact you have the literal boss of the company
with Triple H,
bossing
Stephanie.
around.
It seems like they got more leeway story-wise, I think, with that. I'd be interested to see it play out. I hope it plays out.
Yes.
I hope it works.
And another thing with the recap, I wish, even on Raw, I wish they would have built up more how Daniel Bryan and Big Show had become friends just because of their faces.
Last time they were together, they fought each other, right? They got the title off him?
Yeah, when Daniel Bryan won the World title, which he mentioned on Raw, which I think it was just, I wish they would have shown a little more of that maybe last week. Like, I understand he was pissed on the stage, Big Show, that he wanted to go help Daniel Bryan, and obviously he tried to help him on SmackDown. But I wish they would have had at least an exchange in the back of like, I really wish I could have helped you on Monday, but
Tom.
Triple H didn't want
good guys stick together with good guys, and bad guys stick together with bad guys.
I know, but I want at least a little explanation, because other than that, just because they're good guys doesn't mean they're always going to be
He's being cheered
together.
for now, so therefore
Tom wants answers. Tom wants answers.
The guy he was feuding with 3 months ago, he's now best friends with.
Exactly. I want at least a little explanation of something. Just a 2-minute backstage segment that they need. But also, another thing of Raw, I know we're talking about main event here, but somebody that I saw on Raw was Booker T, who is a five-time WCW champion.
Glad you got it all out there.
I give that 5 stars.
And exactly, that's what I want everyone to do. I want everyone to go to iTunes, go up the main event.
Look at that
Main event
segue.
iTunes, any other
He's
AfterBuzz show.
learning.
I'm learning from the best here,
Oh,
people.
stop it.
Peter, you just lost your Segway
Oh,
champion.
no, I did not. No, it takes a lot
Yeah,
to dethrone me and my Segway title.
Yes, but I would like everyone to go to iTunes, find AfterBuzz, any AfterBuzz show, main event, give us 5-star ratings. 5-star ratings, 5-star ratings, tell a friend. It only takes a minute to get it done, and it'll be great. It'll help us out, help you out, and if you like all these AfterBuzz shows, it just creates more for everyone to listen to.
Yeah, and like we said, we do AfterBuzz Main Event, Raw, SmackDown, Total Divas, and actually beginning tomorrow, we're going to have AfterBuzz NXT as well.
Nice.
It's going to be, what time is it? I think at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. So you can always begin to subscribe and rate that one as well.
Did you guys know that you can listen to like 15 seconds of a song before you buy it on iTunes?
Yes. And I think you can
works.
listen to part of a podcast before you hit submit, but it's free anyway,
exactly.
so just buy
Just
it.
subscribe.
We'll buy it
Subscribe.
even though it's free.
Subscribe to all of us.
I think that iTunes service is going to go very far.
You know, they're onto something.
Yeah, I
They're
think
onto
they really
something
got
there.
something going.
A couple years, they'll be pretty big.
I'm kind of surprised they went with an apple and not a pear, but
Yeah.
no, it's just me.
Exactly. So on to our next match tonight.
Oh, are we doing ratings?
Oh, yes, ratings. Yes. Rating for
you
that
wanna
match.
star ratings, buddy.
Star ratings, star
That's
ratings.
your cup of coffee.
That is me.
I was excited. I've
know.
never got to rate a match before.
I'll let you
the
go
match.
first. You
Rate
go
the-
first.
Rate the match. and
All
then
right,
we'll
Out
go
of
to the next
5. Out
one.
of 5.
Let's see what my notes say. I wrote DDP invented jeggings.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
No.
But I wrote, I've got 3 stars and then 2 stars. And I think it was this. Watching the match, I was really excited watching Justin Gabriel and Fandango. I was like, oh, this is a really good match. And then I remembered that Justin Gabriel wasn't allowed to win because it's like that push just doesn't, it's not going to happen. So then I went to 2 stars because it's sort of that it's not going to happen.
You can go 2.5. You can go in
Yeah.
between.
No.
No.
No,
I
you're
wrote an
you're
entire
staying with a
star
2?
is left. But the excitement I had for that initial 3 stars, palpable.
Okay.
Palpable, gentlemen.
Christian, what would you do?
I'm going to give it 3. I thought it was a fun match. I thought it was a good back and forth action. Like I was saying, I wasn't a big fan of the way it ended because I thought just something didn't seem right with him suddenly going for a cover there. But I thought it was fun. I thought it was a good length. Gabriel looked good in the match, even losing his little wing kick pad. I'll give it a 3.
I will give it a 3 too. I mean, there were some good high flying spots in there from Gabriel. The sunset flip over the rope was good. It kind of obviously botched a little at the end, but I mean, it would still look cool. And I liked it that it was a win for Fandango because
We haven't had that in a while.
yeah, he always loses or he just walks out and doesn't care about winning. So
Right.
this match, he actually seemed like he cared about winning, and losing to the Miz on Raw, this was a good win back up for him during the week. So we'll see what happens on SmackDown. If he's on SmackDown, maybe he gets another win or continues his feud with the Miz.
I think as long as his record is still immaculate, that's what's important.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he's like 3 for.
Oh no,
30.
he does not have a very good win percentage
No, he
anymore.
doesn't. No. So on to our next match of the night. R-Truth comes out rapping.
Up? What's up?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
What's up with his rap? Because it was hard for me to understand what he was saying tonight.
Maybe his mouth was a little too close to the microphone. He was just up here.
I understand it's available on iTunes.
It is. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to get it and download it, and then I'll
And look up the
maybe
lyrics.
I'll memorize it for next week.
And listen to it while you're downloading the AfterBuzz podcast.
Exactly.
And then
While
when the
that's
song's over,
downloaded.
listen to the podcast.
Exactly.
I noticed the cameraman really has to search the audience for people dancing to our Truth song. It's not the same as Fandango.
It's got to only be a couple of little kids.
Yeah, but
in there.
they find those 3 people in the arena very
Yes.
quickly. I
Yeah.
think they're probably scouting for him.
And his opponent, the uncrowned world champion, Damian Sandow. Which this
Love
guy's
Sandow.
awesome. This
Love
guy's awesome.
Sandow.
He comes out, cuts a promo talking about how Cody Rhodes has been fired. That's the truth. He came out to talk about the truth.
Justifiably terminated.
Yes, he comes out to talk about the truth, and the truth is that R-Truth's days are numbered, and that Damian Sandow will beat everyone in his path until he finally cashes in his Money in the Bank contract, which I think is just so funny, which you're probably going to say.
Well, I was going to say, because even though as soon as he's won the Money in the Bank, I don't think he's won a single match
Exactly.
since he's
That's
won
what I
the
was
Money in
gonna
the Bank briefcase.
But that's momentum. That's cachet, right? He could lose every match until he cashes that in because he's going to win, right? Damian Sandow.
Well, yeah.
he's
but
got book smarts.
He's very smart, but also, I don't know how the WWE, I feel like they should, why would the WWE Universe care when he finally cashes in if he loses every match? Because if he's going to lose to R-Truth, then how is he going to beat Alberto Del Rio or whoever has that world title when he has it?
Are you basing that sort of on just a general belief system in terms of like credibility or?
Well, I think credibility
Yeah.
of, these people are out there every week. People cheer for them. They boo them. Why am I going to back a loser when he finally wins? Because why wouldn't he just lose right away
To
again?
be fair, when Daniel Bryan won the
lost
Money in the
a lot,
Bank,
too.
he lost all the time until he actually cashed it in. But the thing is, with Sandow, there have been matches where he's just lost really quickly. And then this match, which we're obviously going to break down, the fact that R-Truth, when was the last time he's won a match?
Yeah, I mean, I can't even tell you.
I mean,
2012?
Well, I honestly,
Not to be mean, but I mean, I haven't seen him. But I think he was hurt for a while, too. He hasn't been around for a while either.
but I don't think they wanted heels winning all of main event. Like it's sort of it's that.
that's a
balance.
good
Yeah.
point. No,
Yeah,
that is a
that's-
good
yeah.
point.
And also,
Especially earlier in the night when they do tape tape it.
yeah, you've got two fan favorites. I mean, SmackDown is after main event.
Yes.
So it's a running order. You're figuring out what plays with the audience, I think. And also, what's interesting to me is me throwing my pen around is if R-Truth is a fan favorite, no matter what. Even if he loses countless matches, he sings and he dances
Yeah.
and people go
People are always
crazy
gonna
for it.
cheer for him.
It's the same with Damian Sandow. As long as he's a snob, he makes us feel dumb in a really charming way. He can lose every match because he's got a cool briefcase that has a potential for a title match. And when it comes to the title match, he can go the distance. So as soon as he's put in that situation, he's going to deliver. But as long as we're entertained, I think that's what makes up for the credibility for whatever his losing streak is.
I mean, I guess it works, but hopefully when they do start building him up to cash it in, they get him at least a few wins.
A little bit
under
more
his belt.
legitimacy,
To at least,
yeah.
at least, even if they're fluke wins of distractions or something, quick roll-ups, something to get him going. But back to the match. It was, another kind of slow match at the beginning. Lots of lockups, lots of just takedowns. It did start with also them doing a quick roll-ups with R-Truth trying to roll up Sandow doing the I'm trying to think what it's called, where he kind of lifts up like the back bridge almost kind of thing. He kind of got out of that at first in the beginning of the match.
I think, is that the Oklahoma roll? I could be wrong.
I think so.
Okay. I
Yeah.
might be wrong on that one, though.
And then Sandow kind of took control of the match for most of it, actually.
Which we could only find out if we were watching it, because for the first 8 minutes, the commentator said nothing about this match.
No, they didn't.
They were
didn't
saying
talk
a
about
thing
anything.
about this actual match.
They were still talking about Triple H and
Triple H,
and the
Daniel Bryan,
regime
Cody
taking
Rhodes,
over.
Big Show, all that.
All the stuff from Raw that
Yeah.
we saw. Not really. They need to start caring about main event.
Yeah.
Because on Wednesday nights
Yeah.
we wrestle.
They need to be present.
They do.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do. Because if you're a younger kid watching this, you're gonna want to know what was the name of that move. What was the name of that move? Because,
Well, I mean-
maybe you can't stay up late to watch Raw on Mondays.
Yeah, you gotta.
You can stay up to watch.
They're doing
main event.
recap, but they also have to be sort of. Shouldn't they be doing commentary?
Yeah,
They should be doing.
exactly.
Yeah. Describe what you're seeing, not what's on the tiny monitor. Monitor? Nah.
Yeah, the
monitor,
monster.
yes.
The tiny monster.
Tiny monsters.
And then, I mean, this match, was kind of back and forth after Sandow took control, kind of went to the outside, got the heel heat for, not wanting to fight in the ring, got back in, really took control. He threw R-Truth out of the ring, which I thought was...
He threw
with
it
R-Truth,
hard.
Yeah, he really fell hard on the
I don't know
ground.
if he did that on purpose or he just tried to grab the rope, for the usual fall and just missed it or what.
And-
but it looked painful.
And also one thing Alex Riley said, that when R-Truth hit the ground, he could feel it in his chair as he hit the ground.
He landed
really-
a foot away from him.
No
That's
one
good
could
storytelling.
feel it. He
That
could
is
really
good
feel it
storytelling.
up through the chair. And then I also liked when Sandow went for the moonsault and missed it. I think he was doing that as a rubbing Cody Rhodes' face.
Do you think so? 'Cause that
Rhodes
was
has been
new. He's never done that one before.
yeah, I mean, Rhodes has been doing it the last couple weeks.
Right.
I think he was doing it to try to show up Cody Rhodes because he, hates him so much. And he missed it. And
What a beautifully awkward move.
yeah, it was.
It looked like he touches his nose afterwards, like he got hit in the face.
But
it looks like he lands on the back of his neck. It's awesome.
But to give it credit, you got to think of the fact most people do the moonsault off the top rope where they have that much more space to flip over. Or if you're doing a springboard moonsault, you're bouncing off the middle rope for more air. When you're in the corner, you just got to get around quickly. So the fact that he did a moonsault off the second rope, just like planted there, is pretty damn impressive. Even if it looked like he bounced off his head when he landed. Which to him made it look more painful. I mean, he didn't obviously land on his head, but the theatrics of it made it look good.
Yeah, it definitely did. Good camera angle for whoever was shooting that. I like that angle.
Well done, camera guy.
Yes.
I remember why I wrote DDP invented jeggings, and it was.
We're back to that.
Yeah, sorry. If it gets distracting,
This is gonna be the rating on
if
this
it gets
match,
distracting,
too.
just cut off this mic.
No, you're fine.
R-Truth wrestles in jeans.
Yes.
And it was sort of, I was wondering what you guys would wrestle in if you were in the, like, it seems like if you could just pick anything you wanted to wrestle in, that's what R-Truth did. He was like, yeah, airbrush jeans. And I feel like if given the choice, I might do the same thing, but I was wondering what you guys thought.
I'd definitely go in the long trunks, the long like leg pants. Not jeans. but-
Your
but
Christians and your edges.
Yeah,
You're now
exactly.
Kofi Kingston.
Yes, yeah, but not bright orange.
You know, I would have the like the NBA pants that you rip off,
Yeah.
but then under them were just sweats.
I like that. Come out in just an incredible robe that you
Just ready to go rip them off, and I'm just here to hang out.
Yeah, it's
I
like
just get out and go to the commentary booth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to the commentary booth. I'm going to be comfortable. I ain't going near that ring.
You're not going to
Just
see what
give
I'm
me-
wearing below.
Give me a headset and yeah.
awesome.
But it was towards the end, very back and forth. Truth, Mage gets comeback, that he does that. It's like some kind of a back, like spring kick to the face, like a.
Axe kick.
Yeah, axe kick. And then I didn't understand why he did his, little split thing, but ran against the ropes, did the split right next to Damien Sandow, and then ran back against the ropes to do his leg drop.
He's always done that.
I don't know why I've never noticed him going back and forth like that. I feel like
It's one of his things.
I feel like he does the split, but then jumps up and does the leg drop. That's what I always thought he did.
No, he does the
Like,
split
so he
and
goes
then
run?
hops off the
I don't
rope.
know why I never
And like
noticed
hops
that.
around, then does
Yeah.
the leg.
I mean, you
well.
were skipping a step because you thought it'd be more efficient if he went from splits
Yeah, but
into a
why not
leg
just
drop.
jump up and right do a leg drop? I mean, you're already right in front of the guy. It would kind of make sense. You already
Because
got
he
the
needs more
momentum.
momentum from hitting the ropes.
Yeah, unless
Yes,
he
but-
maybe he can't get his legs kicked out in enough time.
And then you thought Damien Sandow tried to roll him up, and then he also tried to go for his finisher,
The
the
Terminus.
and R-Truth reversed it and hit the lie detector on him and wins out of nowhere.
Like, yeah, again, R-Truth winning against the guy who's holding the freaking Money in the Bank briefcase.
So your uncrowned world champion just lost to R-Truth.
Just lost to a guy who doesn't normally get his own entrance.
Yeah.
Guys, until Damien Sandow finds the bravery to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase, he's going to keep losing. That's
can't
my
wait to-
prediction.
No, I don't have like I said, I don't have a problem with him losing, but have him in competitive matches where
Yeah.
he loses. Don't have him lose to. I mean, next week he'll lose to Justin Gabriel.
Yeah. he probably will.
R-Truth, to me, obviously has the bravery of an uncrowned champion. So I'm just putting that out there, guys. And also, he wears jeans to the ring.
He does wear jeans. He is right about that.
But also commentary. Why did they not say the finishing names of these moves? They did it in the recap. Josh Matthews did say
Mentioned
it.
that's a lie detector.
It's one of those things where-
Fandango's finisher is the perfect 10.
Yeah, but they didn't. Did they
didn't
even
say
mention
it.
that?
No.
They were checking the manual. They were checking the big
They
book
were
of
figuring out
the big
who-
book of moves.
They figured out who was gonna get fired next week, or I don't
yeah, but
know.
they-
Wow! Whoa!
Maybe one of them. I don't know if they're gonna. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
But
so I'll get my resume
wait,
ready.
no, wait. Yeah, she can do that. Yeah,
No.
I thought you were gonna try to go for the ratings.
Oh.
No. But
I'm not trying to steal your thunder, buddy.
Okay.
You're in the lead chair tonight.
and then also I have kind of written down, which I already brought up, of why do we care about Sandow if he keeps losing? I mean, we care because he still has the briefcase. So
But we care because he's
Lose, lose,
entertaining.
lose.
We care
Yeah, he is
because
very
we
entertaining.
love to boo him.
yeah, I guess that's why.
But
You're right.
it
You
gives
proved me wrong
fuel to
this
the
week.
fire. Like if he loses, then or you know what would be great if he tapped out to something, people wouldn't let him forget it. You know, it's that sort of.
But no, not unless it was a big match where he tapped out, like a build up to it. If he just randomly had a match with Daniel Bryan,
So if he tapped out on main event, it wouldn't be
nobody
it wouldn't be
would.
enough because no one would have seen it immediately.
but not just that. But like, say even on Raw, say he has a match with Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan beats him with the yes lock. The next night on SmackDown or whatever, the crowd's not going to go that you tapped out because there was no story leading up to it.
Yeah. It would like with
Now,
SummerSlam, if Cena would have tapped out, they would have just been like, you tapped out
that's
all the
something.
time to him because Daniel Bryan was like, I'm going to make you tap.
Now, though, to almost contradict myself, if Sano then the next on a SmackDown cut a promo and say that he did not tap out, if he's denying it, then they'll have a
Which he
field day
definitely
with
would.
it.
He definitely would.
Sano would be the type of guy to do that. But yeah, you need to.
I was merely touching the ring to make sure that it was still there.
I saw an ant and I went to slap it.
But then as R-Truth was leaving, basking in the glow of victory for a while, and in a win.
As
not a
were
while.
we, gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he
Sandow
needs to
interrupts.
basket because he's never had it.
Sandow interrupts and announces himself the still uncrowned world champion, which I thought was just great to end it because R-Truth just kind of looks on the ramp like, I just beat you, and now you're still announcing that you are still the.
When R-Truth is looking at you like you're crazy, there's something odd about it.
That definitely. But hey, Sandow will live to fight another day, and will eventually cash in and win the World Heavyweight belt, and it's gonna be great when he does.
It'll be a glorious
It's gonna
day
be really
when that
fun.
happens.
And then we get another Raw recap of the Cody Rhodes situation.
Star rating.
Star rating.
Hey, you know
All right.
what, Tom? If you don't want to do star ratings, it's your shit, buddy.
No, we'll do star ratings.
Great, because I've got some real humdingers.
All right, good. Let's hear what your star rating is.
Humdingers. I can't wait for these humdingers by Steve Sears.
I apparently didn't rate
Oh,
this
now
match.
see, you set it up. All right, well,
Oh, no, I did 3 stars.
3 stars. Okay.
I was excited. I like Damian Sandow, and I love seeing R-Truth win.
Okay. Christian?
I was actually pretty bored with this match. This match really didn't do much for me. I love Sandow. I mean, it's no secret on the show. I'm not the biggest R-Truth fan in the world. Overall, he looked good, but I don't know. There was something in this match that to me just wasn't clicking. To me, it didn't make too much sense for it to go as long as it did. I'm only going to give it a 2.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 2.5 right between you guys because it was good. I thought the finishing sequence was good. It was, good reversals back and forth. Kind of almost some false finishes in there. And then, it really did end out of nowhere. I really wasn't expecting R-Truth to win that match.
That's true.
Before,
that's what made it
before
better.
you guys got disappointed, you guys got excited.
We did.
I remember that.
We did. We were kind of like, R-Truth.
Well, as soon as he hit the lie detector, we're in the screen room. We're like, no, he's winning the match.
And he
Those
did.
brief milliseconds of excitement and surprise. That's what
Yeah.
we live for, guys.
It does work. And then we get the Raw recap.
Yes.
Of Cody Rhodes' situation. Lost to Randy Orton on
Great
Raw.
match.
Very good. It was
Such
the
a
best
good
match of
match.
Raw all night.
It was
Best match on Raw.
That might have been one of my favorite one-on-one matches of the year.
Yeah.
I thought it was an outstanding match.
I gotta watch this again. I wasn't blown away.
No.
Really?
Yeah, I'll watch it again, but I feel like usually it takes someone to say like, well, keep an eye out for this, and then I can go back and sort of appreciate it. But I feel like I might have watched the whole thing and fast forward.
I just thought it
Go
was,
back and watch Cody
yeah.
Rhodes and Randy Orton.
At normal
mean,
speed?
I-
So
I-
watch it at normal speed?
You know what? Slow it down a bit.
Oh, all right. Really? That's what Orton needs.
Watch it
I
in
think
slow-mo.
Orton needs
No,
to
it's
pace himself.
slower.
I think Orton needs to pace himself. I feel like I never get to see the same moves from him. I feel like he's always trying something new, and he's just really pushing the limits of what his speed can be. You know?
I think,
You guys ever feel like that?
I think he just goes a little too quick to get to the ring. That's my thing. Just too
Hey,
fast.
just pace yourself, buddy.
Calm down a little.
You can fast forward his ring entrance, but then watch the actual match.
And I think this match on Raw, that match and Money in the Bank have done more for Cody Rhodes than I think most other matches in his career. And 2 matches he's lost has done more for him than anything. The crowd was so behind him on Monday, with the Cody Rhodes chants and the promo he cut when he was leaving was really
real.
good. Yes,
It felt real. Talking about his father and his brother, how the Rhodes family as a whole has never been treated well.
So I thought it was just like it was a really good promo on Raw. We'll see Somehow Cody's gonna show up again. I don't think we've seen the last of him.
No, he'll be
WWE.
back. I would guess. I mean, when you think of guys over the last several years, eventually they'll take times off, whether it's a TV suspension or a legit injury or things like that. Cody has never taken time off. And that was the thing with Sheamus when he got hurt. I mean, was thinking, well, this could be a blessing in disguise for Sheamus because he never took any time off.
I think it is where Sheamus.
The same could be with Cena, and I think the same could be said with Cody. You know, depending on how long Cody's off TV for whatever reason.
I think when people get called up to the big leagues and it's your big shot, you don't want to take time off.
Well,
you don't want to lose whatever sort of.
No, you don't want to lose it, but
yourself.
when you're the workhorse literally for years, sometimes it helps to take some time off. I mean, especially with Cena and Sheamus, who have been getting booed more than cheered. With the time off, now, obviously, nobody wants to get hurt, and we don't want anybody to get hurt, but things happen. But all of a sudden, when Cena returns, when Sheamus returns, the crowd is going to pop, especially if they make it a surprise.
And if it's at Royal Rumble, that's going to be...
Something like Rumble, Survivor Series, even Mania, who knows?
Oh, guys, Payback.
Payback. What about Payback?
Maybe.
But even...
No, of course not. But it's not one of the big four. It'd be at the big four. Come on.
Maybe on Main Event.
Maybe.
Maybe on an episode of Main Event, Sheamus will make a surprise
Spread the
return.
love around, yeah.
And then also, just to get back to the show, they also, on SmackDown this week, Triple H will be holding a town hall meeting.
Can't wait.
So we'll see what that's
Can't
all
wait
about.
to talk about that on Friday night.
Yeah. And also, one thing with Cody Rhodes on the recap, one thing I wish they would have done, I wish they would have had Cody Rhodes at the end of Raw come through the crowd and try to help Daniel Bryan. Because that crowd would have really popped for him, and he was already fired. So what would it have mattered if he got in the ring and tried to help? Shield beat him down, leave him in the ring.
That is a great idea.
Or just have security come down, take him out.
I agree that would have been awesome, but it's just too soon. Like, it would have completely undercut the going away, the loss, like the sort of, like, I know I want the same thing. You want that sort of instant gratification.
But he would have gone away either. Like, it would have been a beatdown, and then he would have definitely been gone away too, though. So he would have got a little bit of a payback, but then been gone.
It's a tough call because so much of what the product seems to be is like it has been instant gratification for so long, and now there seem to really be setting out plans, like really building things. So it's tough. It's like waiting for Christmas to open your presents, you know, or Hanukkah presents, or Rosh Hashanah.
Shana Tova.
To have your challah.
And another plan they've been kind of laying out for us is the primetime players.
Millions of dollars.
Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Crowd going crazy for them.
Love them.
Good faces now. But they're going against someone that you
Why?
you
Why
didn't
do they
like
have
this
the
match at
primetime
all.
players against the Wyatt family?
I don't understand it.
I know why.
Why?
Because they're all 7 feet tall, gigantic guys, and for a main event on Main Event, like if you just look at it physically, all those guys on paper, it's like watching superheroes fight each other.
I agree with that, but when primetime players are like on the biggest win streak for the babyface tag teams, like they're setting them up to potentially get a shot against the Shield. And then you got the Wyatt family, who you know is not going to lose for the first time on Main Event.
Yeah, definitely not. They're just not going to lose, period, at least for a while.
Not for a while. Why would you do this? And why was Eric Rowan on the screenshot
With no shirt.
not wearing a shirt? He's always been in that jumper, or whatever you call it.
You have an issue with the
Green
continuity?
jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden he's posing all tough with the arms crossed with no shirt on.
Guys, battle damage.
Battle damage.
It's battle damage.
It is battle
It is.
damage.
It's a shame match was only, it felt like 4 minutes long.
This was super short. It was a squash.
I mean, quickest match of the night, obviously.
But it was
just
4
didn't-
skyscrapers fighting each other. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, I thought it was gonna go long. I really thought when it came on, I was like, all right, this is gonna go like 10 minutes at least.
Yeah.
You said 4 minutes probably.
You know what I was thinking when this match started? I'm thinking, okay, well at least then this will be the first real match that Harper and Rowan have had, because there a few matches that they've had, mainly against Tons of Funk, have been 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, maybe at least make this go to distance. Maybe get Bray Wyatt involved. Do something to salvage it.
Yeah.
who
but
else?
They didn't
Who
do
else
anything.
has the Wyatt family gone up against tag team?
Kane, but I mean, tag teams.
The tag team, it's been mostly just Tons of Funk.
Yeah.
They've done that like 2 or 3 times on TV.
I think
and then
that's-
Wyatt has had single matches with R-Truth.
Bray's had some single matches.
But
that's
think
about
about the size. Tons of Funk are 2 gigantic guys, and then primetime players are 2 gigantic guys also. Like, if you have them go up against the Usos, it's going to look strange because it's like Daniel Bryan versus the Big Show. There's that size difference.
Yeah, but also I feel like if you're going against the Usos, they're gonna obviously win a lot fast. It's gonna be a squash anyway, so it's gonna work. And basically, that's what it came down to. Darren Young got the hot tag, but didn't do anything with it. Titus O'Neil came in the ring, knocked out Rowan, and Harper hit him with that big boot that was just devastating.
Well, but before the big boot was that great football sort of push,
shoulder tackle.
Yeah,
shoulder
threw him
tackle
out of the ring. Yeah,
and then that great big boot. It was just two awesome.
and I like
impacts.
Harper's spinning clothesline. I think it's a
the
good move
discus
for him.
clothesline.
Definitely a good move for him. And he pinned Darren Young, and then the music starts. Bray Wyatt gets in the ring, does his backwards pose on the ropes, came over and hit Darren Young with the Sister Abigail, and follow the buzzards, everyone. That's how it ended. with
And
him
poor
being
Darren Young, the guy got some serious cut in his mouth a few weeks ago from Cesaro, and now because they're gonna push, they're on like every show, and every match that cut is reopening.
Yeah, it's
Like the show ended with blood trickling from his mouth.
which actually added to the effect of him doing the
With Wyatt's,
Sister Abigail.
yes.
It worked really well. I think for
Wyatt's
that.
move is called the Sister Abigail.
Bray Wyatt's
that's
finisher
his-
is
yeah.
called the Sister Abigail.
I got to start going on Wikipedia
He-
more.
he- there's a really cool video of him explaining it that they showed on
That's-
SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, well, they made it solely for
vintage,
WWE.com, and then they decided to show it on there.
And so
What would
that-
you rate it?
I would rate that. I'd rate that a 1.5 almost.
Wow.
Yeah, 1.5. I didn't like it. I mean, too fast. I mean, good win for the Wyatts, but doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense storyline wise.
Do you think if it went the distance, like if it was like a pay-per-view style match, or even like sort of a top of the hour main event match
may
in
have
terms
been-
of Raw or SmackDown?
I mean, maybe if it was more than 4 minutes, it would have been better. But they just really didn't get time to do much. So
Yeah.
it was fast. How about you, Steve?
I wrote 3 here, but I think that's because I was more excited about the concept of it. It was like those are the 4 biggest humans in that entire room in Minnesota that night.
Unless there's someone in the back that
Yeah.
is just like enormously tall.
Connolly with his brother eating at
Yep.
craft
Yeah.
services or something like that. But I think I wanted you want a match like that to be awesome because it's gigantic guys running around fast hitting each other. So I guess it's closer to 2 stars for me.
Okay.
But I was
Christian?
excited. I liked it.
I'm going to go 2.
2.
The Wyatts look good,
They did, yeah.
but again, it was short, and the matchup just did not make sense to me. Why did they do that match?
yeah, they're killing the primetime player.
The momentum just,
so-
boom, just fell flat.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe SmackDown they'll get the revenge.
Maybe on SmackDown.
We'll see.
We will.
Next week on SmackDown. Well,
Maybe.
Friday night on SmackDown.
This Friday night on
Where
SmackDown.
you will be.
I will be there. Well, I'll be here, but
You will be here.
yes.
Yes. Well, you'll be here,
I'll
but
be
you
here.
will be talking about it.
I will.
So it sounds like it's time for us to wrap up our show. Christian, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at CRosieVOC, and like Tom the Com was just kindly plugging, we do SmackDown now on Friday nights at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific, live on AfterBuzzTV.com. It's your own main event crew, myself, Rome Moore, and Corey Takei, holding down the SmackDown fort.
And you will also be on NXT tomorrow.
No, I'm not doing that one, but we're plugging
we're
it.
doing it. Oh, I
we're
thought you were
plugging
on it.
NXT.
We're plugging NXT
because
for
NXT is
tomorrow.
starting. NXT is awesome, so
Yes.
make sure you support NXT just like you support Main Event and SmackDown and Raw and Total Divas and all the other shows.
Yes. Steve, where can we
Steve,
find
where
you?
can we find you?
You can find me at the Comedy Podcast Network and on Twitter at Curtain Jerks. That's the comedy wrestling podcast I do. You can find me at Steve Sears on Twitter as well.
Okay, and you can find me at a new Twitter handle. I am now Tom the Com on Twitter.
I changed his Twitter handle.
So that's where you can find me. And you can find me here next week. I'll hopefully be with either new people or
We're
Steve
gonna
back.
get your crew.
I
We're
will
getting your
assemble
crew,
my crew.
Tom.
They will be here. We will have new faces next week on Main Event with me here. So I will see you guys next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.